One small joke, one loud splash, and in just 10 seconds, I went from being someone's best friend to almost becoming their biggest enemy. Ian and Zane weren't just friends, they were a team. The kind of duo everyone in school admired. If you saw one, you automatically expected to see the other. They sat together, played together, fought video games together, and even shared the same dream of becoming soldiers one day. Their parents often joked, these two were born brothers, raised in different homes. But one single moment was about to test that unbreakable bond. It was a bright summer afternoon when a group of neighborhood kids gathered near the lake. Someone suggested a challenge, let's see who's the bravest. Zane stepped back, a little nervous, but Ian, wanting to impress everyone, laughed and said loudly, Zane is scared. Watch this. Before anyone could react, Ian pushed Zane into the lake, thinking it would be a funny prank. The kids laughed, but Ian didn't, because Zane didn't rise. His hands flailed desperately above the water as he gasped, struggling to stay afloat. Panic spread like wildfire. Ian's smile vanished. His heart froze. He didn't know Zane couldn't swim. Zane, he screamed, his voice cracking in terror. He jumped into the water, trying to pull him up, but he was too late. Villagers nearby rushed in and rescued Zane, unconscious, not moving. In that moment, Ian felt something break inside him. It wasn't just fear, it was guilt. A prank meant for laughter had almost taken a life, the life of the only friend who trusted him the most. Zane slowly recovered in the hospital, but the silence between them grew louder than any injury. When Zane opened his eyes, Ian expected relief, maybe even a smile. But Zane simply turned his face away. No words, no anger, no tears, just silence. And that silence hurt more than any scream. Ian visited every day, carrying fruits, comics, or silly jokes in hopes of making Zane laugh again. But Zane wouldn't look at him, not even once. One day, Zane's mother gently said, Beta, maybe give him some time. Ian nodded silently and walked out, but deep inside, he felt like he had already lost his friend forever. Back in school, people whispered behind their backs. Are they still friends? I heard Ian almost drowned him. Someone even joked, guess Zane learned swimming the hard way, and Ian snapped. He slammed his fist on the desk and shouted, it's not funny. That day, everyone understood, Ian was no longer the same. Nights became his punishment. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Zane drowning again, reaching out, calling for help. Ian would wake up sweating, gasping, whispering, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. But he realized something, words weren't enough. Saying, sorry, again and again was like placing a bandage over a deep wound without healing it. He needed to show change. Real change. So he made a decision, if Zane didn't want him as a friend anymore, he would still protect him as a guardian, silently, from a distance. He didn't want forgiveness for his comfort. He wanted healing for Zane's heart. And from that day, Ian stopped chasing forgiveness, and started earning it. From that day forward, Ian became Zane's silent guardian. He no longer tried to force conversations or follow him around. Instead, he watched from a distance, quietly, patiently, respectfully. If Zane forgot his water bottle, Ian would place one on his desk before class began, making sure no one saw. If Zane's bicycle chain got stuck, Ian would fix it early in the morning and leave before he arrived. When some boys from another class mocked Zane about, almost drowning, Ian stepped in like a shield. One of them sneered, why do you care so much? Ian replied softly, because I once failed too, and I won't fail again. He didn't shout. He didn't fight. But his eyes spoke louder than any threat. One evening, it rained heavily. Zane was walking home alone, his books getting soaked. Suddenly, someone held an umbrella over his head from behind. Zane turned, it was Ian. Before he could say anything, Ian whispered, you'll catch a cold. Walk ahead. I'll stay back. Without waiting for a reply, he followed silently until Zane reached home. Another day, Zane fell sick with fever and missed school. Late at night, he heard faint footsteps outside his house. Curious, he peered through the window, and saw Ian leaving a bag filled with medicine, soup packets, and a handwritten note. I know I don't have the right to care anymore. But I will, for as long as I live. Zayn stood frozen. For months, he had believed Ian was just guilty. But now, he saw something different. This wasn't guilt. It was love. It was loyalty. It was regret turning into responsibility. For the first time since the accident, Zayn's heart began to soften.